That's right, even he is horrified of what's going on with the Cleveland Cavaliers right now, as Draymond Green spoke out on his podcast about why himself, as well as the entire NBA, is worried about the performance that Cleveland has been showing. Not just your regular super team, the Cavs have been doing things that people just can't really comprehend. So we'll discuss what Draymond Green had to say, what is happening right now for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland back to all-star form, 14-0 to start off the season, a historic beginning to this year, and everything that's going on with this Cleveland Cavaliers roster. So lots of stuff to break down, but before I do, folks, I just want to thank everyone that's hit the subscribe button as of late. We made it to our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and we're continuing to grow things here at Cavs Digest, so make sure if you want to stay along for the ride, you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing that's going on with this Cavs team. And still, over 90% of our viewers haven't hit the subscribe button just yet. But let's dive into the madness. Let's dive into what's going on, because last night the Cavs came out and had another dominant winning performance against the Chicago Bulls. They gave the team a pretty close run the other day, but again, heroics from guys like, Donovan Mitchell, late game sort of clutch heroics. Obviously, a guy like Darius Garland back into all-star form. This team is just unstoppable right now, and the winning streak shows, right? 14-0 to start off this season. Just win after win after win, beating up on every single type of team in the NBA. Top-level talents, mid-level squads. Cleveland's not taking any breaks, not taking anyone lightly, and still coming out and getting some W's. But we all know how good the Cleveland Cavaliers are. And, looking at sort of the box score, the stats, right? Obviously, Donovan Mitchell coming out, putting up 37 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. We know how elite this man is. Darius Garland's back, full force, healthy, ready to come out and prove all the doubters wrong that were around last season, even without Evan Mobley in last night's game. Garland had 29 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, just a remarkable performance there. Jarrett Allen dominating the paint, 11-15 from the field, 24 points, 10 rebounds, just another monstrous performance. Caris LeVert, I've been making the push, I've been sounding it off. I've been saying Caris LeVert, 6th man of the year, make it happen, because he's putting up that level of performance night in, night out. 22 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds off the bench. Everyone out here on this Cavs team, Georges Niang stepping up in the starting lineup, 14 points. Everyone is coming out and just dominating for this Cleveland Cavaliers roster. It's been the story of this team this entire season. And basically, now we're getting some folks really expressing worry about what's going on with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this includes longtime Cavs rival Draymond Green, who I don't think any Cavs fan really has a soft spot for after battling him in the NBA Finals season after season after season. But basically, Draymond Green came out and broke down why the NBA is really worried about what's happening with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and frankly, why no team out there can really beat the Cavaliers in terms of what's going on, just like we saw last night. But basically, Draymond Green came out and said that if Okoro's the only guy you can help off of and he's hitting shots, then it's good riddance, right? Again, because we've seen times in the past, the Cavs have 1 or 2 guys, they're off nights, whatever's going on, this, but Kenny Atkinson has instilled a ton of confidence in this entire roster to really be ready to go, come out, motivated, knock down their shots, and just play within themselves. Okoro had a little bit of a slow start to the year despite the wins. Obviously, always playing elite defense, doing all the little things out there. But now the jump shot's coming along and having an impact, he's always been a solid 3-point shooter. But again, Draymond Green said you can't really help off of anyone. And with all the star players that are out there for the Cavs, that's a huge positive. And went on to say, right, I think the Cavaliers are serious. They had the ball moving, and it had my head spinning. And this is a testament to what Kenny Atkinson is doing with the offense for this team. Because, again, the Cavs didn't really make any talent, major changes to the roster. Obviously, bringing in rookies like Tyson. There's, minor things around the edges. But the main core, the main talent out there on this team is very similar. You got your elite backcourt of Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, your center play of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, and then all the wings, the major amount of wings that this Cavs team has here now at this point, right? It's not any changes in terms of lineup structure, in terms of stuff that's happened there, but rotations have been adjusted, so the guys off the bench are a lot more confident in their roles, in their opportunities, because the starters are only playing, and, it's the same case last night in terms of the box score. You take a look at the picture. There we go. We're back here now at this point. But, you can take a look at the minutes distribution. Still, Jarrett Allen's, someone hitting 37 minutes, that might be a first for this entire season. But again, that's with Evan Mobley being out with injury and the Cavs being lacking the front court depth. And obviously, we've discussed how to really just completely round out the roster, just to have someone a bit more reliable coming off the bench to play the center position would be a nice sort of piece rather than having to give Tristan Thompson minutes here now at this point. But even he was able to give 5 serviceable minutes last night, out there in the dead of game. But basically, the Cavs right now, they have all these guys that are just ready to go, next man up, getting actual minutes in the rotation. So it's not just, hey, spot minutes here, and shooters really struggle. Like a Merrill is gonna have, I know he was injured last night, but a guy like Merrill, a guy like Ty Jerome, if they only play 8 to 10 minutes per game, it's really going to be tough for them to find a rhythm, to find an opportunity to get their games going over the course of the season. Because they're being actually fully integrated into the rotation, they're able to really get their games off and show why they are actual effective NBA players out here for this Cavs team, more than effective NBA players, like legitimate guys you can rely upon on a good team. So that's one thing to really factor in, to take in discussion. Kenny Atkinson, and then just the style of offense, getting the ball moving into different guys' hands, right? And obviously we know Darius Garland's going to facilitate, going to do his thing. Donovan Mitchell's going to make the right play. But the real change I'm seeing in terms of, this Cavs rosters, the ball's in Caris LeVert's hands a ton when he's out there into this game. And we see last night, right? 8 assists for Caris LeVert, right? Ty Jerome obviously can run the guard position and, facilitate for his teammates. But there's a lot more trust in just the other guards, the other playmakers on this roster. So it's not all on Donovan Mitchell to come out and do literally every single thing, in terms of creating the offense. Even Evan Mobley, when he's healthy, when he's playing, is out there getting more opportunities in that mid-post area. That was something that was promised. Didn't happen a ton, as much as we were probably expecting, but there's so many guys out there that have had an impact on this roster that can, get some creation going. So it's you can't just only run the offense through Evan Mobley out there in the mid-post area. But so many guys, right? The ball is fluid, the ball is moving, and that's what Draymond Green's saying, right? That this team, it had his head spin in terms of how they're sharing the rock, how they're sharing everything. And also, he went on to say that they have actual bigs. Their smaller guards can funnel you into Jarrett Allen as well as Evan Mobley, and that's tough. Darius Garland is playing at an all-star level. And he went on to say, in his spiel, in his discussion on the Cavaliers, about how, hey, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland aren't the most elite defenders. I want to push back on this a little bit, because especially Darius Garland this season, he just looks way more motivated out there on the defense end. It looks like he's put on some muscle, and it's just really locked in. So it's not just, again, having the anchors of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen in the paint certainly helps whatever type of guards out there you have at the front lines. But I do want to say, I think they're selling Darius Garland a little bit short there in this podcast and this little bit of discussion. But basically, you went on to say about how the Cavs are serious, how they're a legitimate Eastern Conference threat. Definitely going to make the conference finals, according to Draymond Green. Obviously, the Boston Celtics are the biggest, toughest matchup because they won the championship. And obviously, the Cavs have been better over the start of the season, but the Celtics should not be ignored. They're missing Kristaps Porzingis, and they won the NBA championship last year. So not a team that should be taken lightly, but certainly a team that, more players, more analysts, more fans, more just everyone, as the Cavs continue this dominant streak, are worried about what's going on in Cleveland, because their top teams are not going to be able to face them. And the Cavs handily just dominated the Golden State Warriors, last time they played. So it's a fun sort of situation. It's a fun sort of direction this team is going. But let us know what you guys think about this whole sort of Cavs and Burgess right now. It's an electric time to sort of tune in to Cleveland Cavaliers while the ongoing. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.